Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today, and I just want to quickly talk about something real quick. Basically it has to do with last week's video. Basically what happened is I reviewed this right here, the McFarlane Page Punchers TMNT figures, the black and white and green figures. Now what ended up happening is that I found these three at Walmart, and I did review Leonardo and Raphael together, but the original plan was to review Michelangelo and Donatello this week, and the reason is because I had to order Michelangelo online because they didn't have him in the store. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, my order got stuck in Nevada. It's been there since Monday, and unfortunately, if I don't get it by tomorrow, it looks like I'm gonna have to cancel my order. So that pretty much sucks. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up on that video review. So now let's talk about the real thing, and that has to do with this right here. Now, for those of you guys that didn't see this video, I reviewed the Mattel DC figures, and the reason this matters is because I actually talked about how unhappy I was with Playmates with how they've been handling the Power Rangers line. I wish that they were doing this right here, but with Power Rangers, essentially. And then a few days after publishing that video, they announced this right here, which is really cool. I love this right here, you know, the collector series. Now, granted, if you were a fan of Lightning Collection, this might seem like a downgrade to you, because if you look close, you'll see that there's pins in the shoulders, pins in the arms, pins in the legs. And, you know, now I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure they don't have any neck articulation, and that's because if you look closer over here, it just looks like this is painted on right here, so I don't think these figures have neck articulation, unfortunately. When it comes to Lightning Collection, for me, I only really had two nitpicks to have with those figures. The first thing has to be with the fact that they had these drop down hips, and the reason that is bad is because most often than not, when your figure fell, it was because of those hips. They just made it really hard to keep them standing up. But on top of that, it has to do with the plastic that Hasbro uses. Hasbro likes to use this really gummy plastic, which is terrible in my opinion, especially as it ages. It always feels like the plastic wants to rip every time you want to use the articulation, and I just hate that. But what's more interesting is the poses that they have here. As you can see, they kind of look kind of wonky. Look at look at Zeo Red. Like, he looks really weird, but then you look over here, right? Look at this. He looks way better in this neutral pose. And then when you got this figure right here, he looks way better. So I think it's just the posing that they gave these guys right here. Because again, he looks way better in this shot right here. So I do think these are going to be good figures, but then, you know, Playmates, you know, they had to ruin the vibe somehow, and then a few hours later they announced this, the Mighty Morphin Reignition Dragonzord. Now, for those of you guys that aren't aware, this is a kid's toy line, and they basically want to Kickstarter the Dragonzord. And the reason this is a bad thing is because it's a kid's toy line. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this is something that should never ever be, you know, Kickstarter, you know? Like, here's the thing, and I'm not against Playmates using Kickstarter, but it has to be something ultra expensive, ultra premium. For example, what I would have preferred they had done is this right here. Imagine if they had done the entire Power Blaster all in one go, right? One package, you get everything. You know, you get the Power Axe, the Power Sword, you get the daggers, you get the... I forgot what this is called, but basically, imagine if we got all of them in one package. That would have been something that I would have loved to, you know, I would have gladly gone to Kickstarter and supported that. That would have been really cool because for those of you guys that aren't aware, Hasbro actually did this as well. However, they did this like one at a time, and unfortunately, because they stopped making Power Ranger toys, they basically never finished it. We never got the Power Axe and we never got the Power Bow, which sucks, you know. And I have all of them, like all the ones that Hasbro made, I have them all, and unfortunately, it sucks that we'll never complete this, you know. So it would have been really cool if they'd done that, but instead this is what we get, you know? And again, this is a kid's toy line. Like, why are you putting this in Kickstarter? Because all it does, it creates FOMO, and it, of course, you know, it's gonna end up in the hands of scalpers. Like, here's the thing, imagine if you actually bought all the Dinosaurs, and then you bought this in Kickstarter, right? Imagine if it breaks. After that, what are you gonna do? You can't just go to Walmart and replace it. You're pretty much gonna have to buy it from a scalper, which really sucks. And here's the thing, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. I have not bought any of the Playmates stuff. The only thing I have bought is the Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Ranger figures. Those are the only thing that in my opinion are worth buying. The main reason I haven't bought anything, especially from like the Reignition line, is because, well, Playmates is late to the party. Like, Bandai has milked Mighty Morphin to death, Hasbro has milked it to death. Like, if you wanted toys from Mighty Morphin, you've had so many opportunities to do so, and at this point, it's like, how many times do you want to buy the Dinosaur? How many times do you want to buy the Dragonzord? How many times do you want to buy the Mighty Morphin team, you know? Like, I already have enough of this in my collection, I don't need any more. That's why I just skipped everything. This is why I personally have Mighty Morphin Fatigue. But here's the thing, even if I have bought all the Zords that Playmates have made, I still personally wouldn't support this because I don't want this to become the norm of Playmates, but unfortunately, because it's Mighty Morphin, I do believe that this is going to be really successful. After all, I just don't see how it's going to fail. And unfortunately, this just sucks for everybody, you know, this is going to be sucks for the kids, it's going to suck for the collectors. You know, it just sucks for everybody. Like, Playmates need to do better. Like, again, if you're going to do Kickstarter, do something like this, you know. Give us the Power Blaster, you know, give us everything, you know, in one package. That would be amazing. This, on the other hand, this is fucking awful, you know. This is just really bad, I hate it, and yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty much all I have to say. Playmates, please, for the love of God, do better. You've been dropping the ball with Power Rangers since day one. If you want to know what we want, it's very simple. Just make 6-inch basic figures. That's it. Just do 6-inch basic figures. That's what you need at retail, you know, and don't do any waves, you know, just do team packs, you know. If you can give us like $15 basic figures and just have the whole team in one package, you know, that would be really amazing. But this, you just keep dropping the ball, and this just kind of like lowers my enthusiasm for you as a company. But regardless, I'm still gonna buy this because this is actually pretty cool. This is definitely what we need more from you, so please, for the love of God, do better, Playmates. Anyway, guys, that's all I had to say, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.